Oh, hey there. Didn't see you. My name's Dan Taylor, also go by Denz, and this is my Behind the Controller.
Denz been exceptional.
One of the standout players for Paris.
Denz shut down this push pretty much single-handedly.
I grew up in a little country town in Bunbury, Western Australia, and I was there for pretty much up until year 7. And then I moved to the city life, which was Perth. I've been residing in the west coast of Australia for pretty much my whole life. I was a very sporty, athletic kid, very competitive, didn't really lose too much. My life was like 6 days a week playing soccer. So I was very focused on my sporting activity. My parents enjoyed that. Then I got injured, and that's where my story kind of began in gaming. Every holiday, we'd always go to our cousin's place in Perth, and we were on the riverbank. And yeah, I was in the water, and I think I just stepped on some glass. I actually don't know what it was, and one of my toes split open. Then we went to like the emergency hospital, and they just said I've severed my tendon, so like I couldn't move the muscle, whatnot, and I had to get it like plastered up, cast on my leg. So during that period, I was just like, well, I was sitting back, playing video games, and just have my leg elevated, and that's when I like played a lot. But after my injury, I wasn't as good as I was. I wasn't the same level, but in gaming, it just grew on me kind of thing, and that's kind of what led to kind of like the little addiction back then. In COD Ghost is when we became like the APAC regional champions, and we made a run at Call of Duty Champs.
Very good, go pick one player off, he's got on the B, should have support. Oh, nice. Pick up another one, great kill from him.
Champs is also one of those things where you can have one good weekend and it can like define you in a good way or a bad way.
Oh, Denz with a 3-piece.
And we came 5th, and we beat the likes of like FaZe. That was kind of like my first stint. Champs was my like second LAN. And then Advanced Warfare came around the corner, and that's when I got picked up by Mindfreak.
Picking up Denz, there's pretty much no argument that that was a great decision.
We pretty much gelled instantly. We were always winning. We had all the best players in Australia on one team.
Denz, of course, one of the highlighting players, I would say electrifies.
We won the APAC Regional Champions, and then we went to COD Champs 2015.
He's the best player in all of Australia.
And we came 6th.
This is going to be AR's game. They are going to take away 5th place at the Call of Duty World Championships 2015.
But once again, we were making some noise because we were making the top 8, and the only people that made top 8 back then were the Americans, and we were the only non-American team to make it top 8. And then I think it was Black Ops 3 after Advanced Warfare. And once again, we were still the best team in APAC.
A lot of hype is around this Australian team.
Denz comes in and gets 3.
But that Champs, we didn't make it out of groups.
The uncoordination is unbelievable to see from Mindfreak.
Which was kind of demoralising.
And I've got to be honest with you, I don't think Fabi played that well. But you know what, Mindfreak just made the mistakes.
We came up against LG and Fab, and Fab were a European team that made one of those big runs, and they came 4th. So that was kind of disappointing way to end the year, but I decided to leave to chase an opportunity to make a living kind of thing. So I joined Tainted Minds in Infinite Warfare.
I want Tainted Minds to take some maps. I really want this to go map 5, but I think Mindfreak will take it no matter what.
We will come up against Mindfreak, and it was that kind of clash where I left Mindfreak and I was up against them.
They have to contend with those players coming through, and it's still a big hill to climb.
And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Tainted Minds are going to fall. Now Mindfreak, they have proved a point.
And they wanted to beat me so badly, and I wanted to prove to them that it's like, well, should have like trusted my judgment.
Denz, can he bring down his former teammates here in the winners bracket final? This is going to be an unprecedented 6-0. Tainted Minds put Mindfreak into the losers bracket.
That was IW in the first part of the season, and then they had some internal talks, and they had their own like like most teams do, like internal problems or personalities clashing, and they were just like, we need Denz back. And halfway through the season, we did a swap. And then I was back on Mindfreak, back with the boys. In Infinite Warfare, we had United in our group. They came first. And then it was us, it was an American team and a European team. And we had a 3-way tie. And it pretty much just fell apart from there.
United, they're in total control.
This round did not make sense to me.
It wasn't the Mindfreak we expected as well.
So yeah, we didn't make our groups. So that was kind of disappointing.
20-point lead for Reciprocity. Denz, fantastic shots.
I think for Reciprocity, it was like a fresh kind of like start.
It is 60-1.
Denz and Alex clutch up.
What a play. That might have saved Reciprocity's tournament.
Reciprocity as an org, they were like, this was the first time that they came into like a COD team. I knew some of the guys beforehand, like just the guys as like people. They were just good guys to hang around. The vibes were amazing. We pretty much did everything together, and we were all just living in one big mansion. There was never a dull moment. Normally it's like this level, and then Reciprocity is always up here. But yeah, we actually got treated really well from the organisation.
This should be a break for Reciprocity. Kenny and Slasher, though, trying to do what they can. Kenny what is that? Dylan with some huge snipes in that round. 3v5 for Reciprocity as their hopes fall apart. What a sequence that was! As the losers bracket run continues on.
From Paris, France, this is the Legion.
The start of the CDL season so far for us has been like a mini roller coaster. It's been a little up and down. With the power rankings before the season started, I kind of understood it partly, and then another part of me didn't understand it, at least for myself and Zed.
Big kill from him, that's going to be nice.
We came 4th at playoffs last year, and then we came 5th, 6th with Reciprocity. So it shows that we were part of a good team dynamic, and if you get into those, you know, top 8, top 6 placements, everyone's got a role to play and everyone knows how to play the game and doing the right thing.
It's Kismet again causing problems.
And then there's Kismet. He came 4th at Champs, so obviously he's in a very similar boat to Zach and myself. And with us 3 being on the same team, we're thinking, all right, we can make this work no matter who we have. And then we got Luke and Shocks, 2 of the best Australian players.
Shocks finding these kills left, right and centre.
Luca with the challenge.
My benchmark is top 6 and beyond. Obviously you always want to win, but you got to be realistic.
You have them bottom of the power rankings. They're sending a message.
Been Underdog my entire life. Any team I've joined.
Boy, oh boy, are you wrong?
There's motivation because you always want to prove something. What separates yourself from another person.
Denz shuts down TJ, dashing all by himself. Harris with the advantage.
And I think that goes back to the consistency. You know, sometimes we're placing 4th and then other times you place like 12th. And so people are like, when can they make it actually happen all the time?
They're here to kind of prove people wrong. They don't want to be that team that just gets rolled over. They don't want to be that team that's just kind of left outside in the cold. And I don't think Paris are going to be as bad as people think.
Nobody's opinion really matters to me except for what we think about ourselves. I mean, that just fuels the fire. We got a few of us. Joining Paris was like our only offer. They want to showcase, hey, you guys missed out on an opportunity to grab me kind of thing. Just to prove, not only to other people, just to ourselves, like, yeah, we're capable of doing this.
The Aussie prodigy, the greatest from ANZ, Denz!
I think some advice that I could give to players from smaller markets would just be play as much as possible, but if you do believe in yourself, you just got to take the chance. You know, you've only got one life, kind of just take the opportunity you can get. If it doesn't work out, at least you can be like, oh yeah, like I tried it, didn't happen. If you do want it that badly, and if you're good enough, it will succeed.